Hello, my angels, and welcome to another Willow's Witchy Den with myself, Willow, and with my beautiful co-host, Sister Drew. So tonight we're going to be talking about our journeys with our shadow work, like how it's helped us, how we came into using it and why we used it. And then we'll take some questions from you guys as well. We're doing a Q&A as well. So any questions on the paranormal, witch stuff, anything strange and unknown, you can ask us and we will try to answer it the best that we can. I hope that you're all okay, my angels. Anything you want to say, sis?
Welcome to the show, everybody. I am just going to quickly share out, and I would advise you guys to share out too, please. Thank you. Let's get the community here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a really, really cool show. And then I've got something really cool to show you at the end, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But I have definitely been out doing my witchy stuff today and found an amazing place with lots of future plans and ideas, hopefully, for it. So, yeah, we'll speak a little bit more about that later. I have just shown Sister something and she thinks it looks really cool. So, yeah. Hello, Kerry, sis. How are you, Angel? And you've got to get down here as well, madam, as well as me, get up to Wales and get up to Scotland. Got to do that, definitely.
Yeah. Just quickly sharing out, guys.
Yeah, well, I think I'll do that as well because I know I haven't done that yet. It's been a busy, busy week.
Sure has.
I had some nice little friends that were living in my shed and that. I've managed to get rid of them and they've moved on after a lot of trying to work and sorting out my garden and making that really pretty and doing lots of really cool stuff. Trying to keep on the positive side as well. Still have my moments, but you know, I am feeling more positive and
Yep, that's been shared out. Yes, we can but try. We can but try.
There wasn't.
Well, we're waiting for people coming in. Found a diary today, my very first diary from 2018. So that must have been one of my
noticed it, but this
diaries. What's this?
Yeah. I don't know if it's me, but this week it seems like all of the social medias and stuff have been really glitchy and really slow.
Yeah, I agree. That's when I had gave my witchy name as Teal Goddess. Wow. Artwork copyrighted by Hannah Willow. She must have drew all the pictures in this diary. It was a good diary. I remember having it. It was really good for all the different moons.
Yeah.
Liam is 10 today. Wow. Way back in January, he was 10. January 2018.
Yeah, it goes well quick, doesn't it? They do grow up really, really quickly, I must admit.
Look at this. Blue full moon on Wednesday the 31st of January. On this night, I asked if my guardian would reveal themselves, and she did. I saw Santa Marta's image, and I also asked for proof, and I got a big shiver right up my back on the left. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. You write down so many things from your experiences. Like I want to write down my experiences from today as well. That was really cool. And it was really weird because I was seeing the pictures that Sister Kerry was putting in the room for the dragons that she'd caught in the sky. Well, we caught one where we was as well, which was really cool. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Some of these things that I've wrote down, you can tell that I'm just connecting.
It is mad when you go back and you look back at when you first started out.
Yeah.
Hello, Scott. How are you, brother?
There is beautiful artwork in this. I wish I'd coloured it all in. Amazing. Yeah, welcome in, Brother Scott. I was just showing them a diary. It must have been my very first diary when I started a way back, and must have been 2018. Wow.
I write down things about my dreams and experiences and stuff with like spells and stuff like that. But you know, like you get those pads where you can write down like your wishes and things you want to get. I just do that naturally on a piece of like paper and do it into the cauldron and
Yeah.
things. But it does come in handy sometimes, especially if you want to put it on your altar for a few days and let it charge and things like that. So it is really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody's just got their own way of being witches, you know what I mean? Their own way of working that's comfortable for them.
Not two people are the same. That's why everybody
Yeah,
does it different, because everybody's in different homes, different situations. So everybody's experience is different. All we
it
can
is.
do is guide people on what we done, and you can incorporate that into maybe your path.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you know, everybody like you're saying, everybody is different and everybody works differently, and there's no wrong or right way to do it as long as you're respectful and stuff. I'm good. Just finished a medallion digital art. It's posted on which you want to run. Oh, we'll have to have a look.
Brother
That's brilliant,
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, I'm
I
so
was
proud for
thinking,
you, Kerry.
oh my God, sis, the Sky Dragons were amazing. Thought of you as I was watching them too. Oh, bless you. To be
Hi,
honest, it was
Laura.
really cool. It was really cool. And we see one, but I didn't get a bloody picture of it. I wish I did, but he looked like he was flying like downwards and his face was coming out. It was so cool. I was just like, wow,
Yeah,
hello. And all the clouds coming up over the top of us because of where we were sitting. Like it's like that it was putting a veil over us and it
they
was
were dancing for you.
really cool. You could really feel everything.
So
So
welcome
yeah,
on,
you've got a
everyone.
really nice treat at the end. So if you're
Yeah.
witches and you like all rituals and stuff like that, you're gonna love this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've got some little plans for it because it's not so far away from my home. So
Yeah.
mhm. How have you all been anyway? Have you been having a good week so far? It is only Monday, but weekend and Monday. Have you had a good time so far?
Look at that many books, guys, and notepads. I have to get the proper ones out.
I've got pads and stuff everywhere as well. Like when I pick them all up, I'm like, when you go back and you look up when you've like seen things or things have just come up in your head and you write little bits down. And when you go back and look at it, you're like, oh my God, it's all over the place. You've got bits here and bits over here. And it's like,
Yeah, I know.
oh yeah, definitely showing out to you. Definitely. Hello, Christopher. How are you? Definitely showing up to you. The weather's been really beautiful today. Very hot, very lovely today.
Yeah.
Been really nice. I should think you was, sis, but dragons normally show up to you for reasons, so it's a good sign.
It's a good strength.
Yeah.
Strength
And
side as
protection.
well. Plus,
Protection,
you've been in
wisdom,
Wales.
guidance.
Yeah, she's in Wales as well. That is the land of dragons. So they're definitely calling out to you to give you power and strength, sis. You've felt it for a while.
Yeah. Just
And I
showing
know,
themselves.
yeah, for sure.
Hey, all beautiful Coven in chat are on my iPhone, small letters, board, and big thumbs. Okay, sis?
Welcome, Amora, sis. And I did see your message earlier. I was in the middle of talking Liam into not knocking a wall down.
Orb lights. Orb
When
lights
you
seem to
messaged me.
attracted to me. To be honest, a lot of the orbs, a lot of people put that down to being dust, but it isn't. Not all of them. And normally, you can tell distinctly what is like orbs from dust and what's orbs from spirit. So, I find that a lot of people have experiences with orbs because it's the most easiest way for a spirit to be able to show its form to you, and it's normally when it's actually starting to form into a stronger entity and energy, so you can see it better. So, and it's a form of travel for them as well to get to places quicker. And I can understand why it'd be attracted to you. They will always be around people that are spiritual and open and things like that. Definitely.
And remember as well, when you're seeing the orbs, that's your loved ones as well. So it's more likely to be one of your guides in their
Yes.
orb form.
More than likely is your guides and stuff like that. So just take notice of it. Just because it's an orb doesn't mean that it isn't something important. It's going to be one of your energies or your family or somebody like that. I think a lot are feeling more dragon energies too. Oh yes, a lot of people are opening to the dragon energy, and that most definitely. Oh yeah, and the
Colin,
fairies. A lot of people are becoming more open-minded about them as well. I was going back over my video that I'd done of Primrose and that, and the comments there were really, really like supportive, and people saying I've always believed in him, but this makes me believe in him more. It's really nice to see people's comments. And
hi Harry, welcome in.
hello, Harry. How are you?
We're just waiting on everybody getting here, then we're going to talk about shadow work.
Oh yes. Got 8 people in the room so far. Was 9. It keeps going up and down.
Definitely, Amora. He's a good boy. He's decorating his room, you see, and he wanted his cupboard knocked in. And I'm like, no, not just now.
Yeah, it's getting to that age where he wants to change things.
Yeah. What a boy. He's keen. Very keen.
Lads for you. Always on the go.
At 7:30 at night.
Hmm. I've been doing some shadow work, discovering a lot about myself. That's really good. That's really good, Scott, brother, and important.
Doing your
Boo boo.
shadow work is what it's going to make you really know yourself.
That's a really big thing about when not just being witches, but when you're just coming into your spirituality, you're starting to accept your spirituality. It's really important to do shadow work and stuff, just to look at those things that bug you. The thing that I found a lot, when people hear the word shadow work, they start freaking out and think it's something really evil, when it's not. It's looking at your shadow self. It's looking at that form that's hid things back, that's happened to them, can't let go of things, always got to keep it inside them, and it eats at you and it makes you unwell, it makes you act in many different ways, and it affects you in life. And you'll find that with some of your shadow work, and when you work with it, it actually takes you back into your pasts as well, and the things that you've experienced back then, that which is why you could be the way you are now. So it really helps you to come to terms with your body and your mind and who you are, and it helps you to fully understand yourself and to realize that we're all only human, and it's okay to have struggles because you learn from them and to move on. A lot of people go through things in life and they put it to the back of their head thinking that's over, but they're having all these different things happening to them and they're not feeling happy all the time. And it's because that shadow is seeping through every now and again, trying to get out. So shadow work's about bringing that to the surface and facing it, and making it into something positive, because your shadow side, is always going to be there. It's learning to be able to be at one with it and understand it. It's not something that's evil. It's just things in life that we've gone through and we've kind of just hid back and not wanted to acknowledge it or accept what's going on. This sort of work helps you to do that. And there's so many forms of shadow work as well, not just what we do in the witchcraft and stuff. I've done shadow work through having psychology and counseling. That is another form of shadow work, talking about your past, talking about the things you fear and the things that have
Yeah,
upset you, and bringing that to the surface and preparing yourself and healing yourself. Shadow work is about healing yourself and accepting, because if you don't do that, you can't move on. How can you move on in life? How can you be who you truly want to be if you're always going to be holding on to the past and the things that affect you? without some of you even realizing,
Yeah.
you know. So
It's never
it's
ever over.
important.
You
Yeah.
always do a shadow work.
Even the most strongest out there's a lot of people that will come up and they'll say, oh, I don't need to do shadow work, I've had a pretty good life, but they forget about the traumas and the things in life that's happened to them. Even though they go through life and they're doing really good, you know, they've still got some of that trauma in the back of their head from that incident or that
Yeah.
scenario, and that's why they think about it, that's why they feel from it still. So, you know, doing just a bit of shadow work helps you to come to terms with that. For some people it's more of a subtle way and it's a calm way and it doesn't really hurt them. It just helps them to come to terms with maybe griefs and things like that. But then you've got the forms that, yes, it can knock you. It can really make you look at yourself. It can really like make you question things and look at things, and it can be quite brutal doing the shadow work, but it's brutal in a good way because it brings that pain, that harness out
Yeah.
and removes it, you know.
If you think about what it actually means, if you think about the shadow is that part of you that you don't really want to show. It maybe creep
Yeah,
up on you further down the
hidden.
line, and that's when you really do have to deal with it. And so that's why it's important to deal with anything in your life that arises as it comes. I know that when you're a kid, you can't always deal with some of the trauma that your parents and things put on you. So that's why it's important to relook at all that. I bought a shadow journal, and it is a shadow book as well to help you with your shadow self. And in that journal, the teaching journal, it brings up a lot about your past and things like that. And it really is insightful to know that some of your problems aren't yours. They've been pushed upon you by events that weren't you didn't have any control. But you come to realise with doing the shadow work and examining what happened, putting blame on the people that the blame deserves with, even if it is yourself. And then it's just a case of moving on after it. And you'll find that knowing that you got the answers in an adult's mind helps you move on. And you know that some of these things were out of your control. And it helps you not to repeat the pattern of your parents.
It's never
So,
it's never too late to start shadow work.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And you'll find that with it as well, like if you're not really sorting it out and you're not looking at that side that you're hiding away, which is what you're doing with shadow work, like when you're not doing your shadow work, you're hiding the truth and the things that are going on in life inside you, which is not a good thing. And that's when things like mental health and depression and certain things in you don't feel right. You might be up that poorly, restless, might not
Yeah.
sleep properly. There's so many ways that it can affect you, and it's unbelievable. So it is really important. You do need to look at yourself and give yourself a lot of self-love when doing this, because it's really important.
Yeah, for sure. And going back to, I don't know if you want me to read this out, but going back to the way that we interviewed Cindy Brennan, as you know, last week, guys, and going back to the
Yeah,
way that she explains the three selves, I'm quite sure she won't mind me sharing this, guys, right? The three self energies. You have your lower self, which gives us the roots. You have your middle self, which is the think and manifest, right? And then you have your higher self, what is your integrity, and it is the thing that makes you want to reach the sky. So your lower self, for example, the order of our feelings come from the three selves based on our emotions. The lower self is where our emotions come from. Feeling heavy around the feet and legs can mean we need grounded, giving our emotions back to Mother Earth and letting go. The inner self, which is the middle self is based on our emotions of intellect and emotion, so meaning it's where our upper and lower self meet and can conjure up and act an action where they take. In some ways, I feel this is the middle self can do the most damage. We need to constantly keep track. And then when I'll read the higher self, 2 seconds to flip the page. And then your higher self. The higher self is where we come to the understanding and deal with all the other emotions in this and that place, where we deal with the process emotions and figure out the way to send it up to the ethers and give it to the gods. So if you think about that, guys, you've got 3 personalities essentially. You've got your higher self, your middle self, and your lower self. So if you're feeling unbalanced, that means that you're feeling a little bit like off energy. You need to reground yourself. And as you're saying, your higher self is where you think about everything that's not serving you, and you give it to the ethers, as she says, but you're giving it to the goddess, you know. Give it to her, she'll sort you out. And then that way, your middle self is what really pushes you on in life. It gives you your drive and your focus. It has healed enough to let you move on and manifest things and things. So that is really where your shadow work starts from. It's getting to know the things that you want in life, the things that you don't want in life, and getting rid of them, and then feeling grounded as well. And then you'll find that getting to know yourself that way, you will be your shadow self will basically disappear, and you'll be dealing with everything that you didn't deal with, you know. So it's a great way to do it as well, is just to know yourself is what it really means.
Yeah, and sometimes in life you go through situations and stuff that kind of loses you a little bit because of the trauma and that. Like for instance, with me, like I've always been somebody that's really hard, like always wanted to make sure that I'm all right with my shadow work and keep on top of it, because I've been through a lot of stuff and I don't like that to keep creeping in. But
Yeah,
you know, like recently I lost my mum, and that's been a really hard one. And
yeah,
for
grief's
ages and ages I've not wanted to acknowledge it or anything like that. It's only been in the last few weeks that I guess I'm starting my shadow work again, to not to forget my mum, but to just try to make myself heal and to make
yeah,
myself more stronger. You know what I mean? And you know, it is doing it. It takes time, but it is worth doing it, guys. And I'm
yeah.
not saying it takes everything away, but it helps you to deal with it and to acknowledge it and be able to carry going on. So
Yeah, it's getting
we've
a
always got
new
shadow work
normal,
to do.
isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
grief's a hard one though. Grief, there's no time frame on grieving. I mean, the first year you've got all your anniversaries and things, the birthdays and things like that. So grief's a really hard one. But everybody that's spiritual knows that you know deep down that your spirits and your ancestors walk with you, but it doesn't
Oh
make it
yeah.
any easier, guys. It really
Yeah, but
doesn't.
then the thing is that's what people think. Like when they come up to you, they think that because like we're the way that we are, that we don't feel when somebody dies and things like that, but we do. If anything, we feel it even more so because we know
Yeah,
what happens, and because with me, I see things, so I know when it's coming, and I
yeah,
did, you know what I mean. But you're never prepared for losing people that you really love, and even with doing the shadow work, I'm not saying I'm going to forget my mum or I'm not going to hurt, and I'm still going to find it difficult. Of course I am, but I've been in that place where I'm stuck, and I don't want to be stuck in that place anymore.
she'll be back, guys. Yeah, Amora. Her sister Sherry stuck for yous, guys. She stuck for yous. Yeah, she's popped off. What really helped me, guys, when I was grieving was when I went to Glastonbury and then to Wales to Sister Kerry's, giving a part of my grief to Mother Nature, giving it to the sea as well. That really, really helped me. I was asking the Mother Earth to help me with my grief, to always let Jordan walk beside me, and then with the sea, I gave my grief to the sea to know that healing was coming and things for healing to flow in and out my life. I can't remember half the things I said because I said it in the moment, But that really, really helped me. I felt as if a weight had lifted off me when I came back to my hometown after doing all that. So maybe grief's not a part of shadow work, I don't know. Maybe you could class it as shadow work as well, because you are trying to cope with things and come to a place in your mind of understanding and healing. So it could be maybe classed as shadow work, but anything you struggle with, really, I suppose, is shadow work. And it's about examining what it is, breaking it down to where it went wrong. Did you have a part to play in that? What you can do for it never to happen again. And if it does happen again, it's about dealing with it different. And it's about a lot of things. The journal that I got, the transformative shadow work 2-in-1 book, where it's a 3-step system to embrace your hidden self and transcend emotional triggers and past traumas to reduce stress, enhance personal growth, and improve relationships. I found that really helpful to deal with a lot of things that I was stuck on in life. Like a lot of you know, I've not got a lot of confidence, or I didn't have a lot of confidence, but now I've got a lot more confidence because I know now that most people aren't going to be bothered. I'm more bothered about what I do than other people. So it kind of breaks it all down for you. But I would advise you to get a shadow journal if you're struggling a little bit, because it does help. It really does help. And it gives you, it's more like a workbook as well. If you look, that's where I am in it. I'm nearly finished. Well, I'm about 3/4 of the way through. But it breaks it all down into where you have to write things down. It gives you questions such as, how open are you to trying new experiences? What do you fear the most about outgrowing your current way of life? It gives you a lot of questions that you can think of. But at the beginning of it, it really does tell you the benefits of shadow work, and it breaks it all down about what your shadow self is. It's an amazing thing to have, guys. Defining shadow work. Have you ever felt uneasy about being followed by a strange dark figure that never leaves your side? The shadow is the inanimate imposter that stalks you on a bright sunny day and is formed whenever you are in object blocked by red sunlight. The shadow follows you and imitates your movement until the clouds move in a cover, then beneath sunlight. In psychology, the shadow is a metaphoric concept that is used to describe a hidden aspect of who you are, known as the shadow self. It is a dark and mysterious figure that gets exposed when you are emotionally triggered, then goes back into hiding when the trigger goes.
For some weird reason, the internet is really playing up.
Yeah, I just thought I would read that little bit while we were waiting on you coming back, sis. It's maybe stormy.
Are you hearing me, guys?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Is mine's muffled as well, Kara? Mine's muffled as well. Maybe just bad signal up.
Cut out as well.
It was a little bit overcast earlier. I was just reading the benefits of shadow work.
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened. I kind of just went out of the room and couldn't get back in, but I'm back now.
Good stuff. We think we have a ghost that trying to get through it. Well, the thing is, Sister Amora, that's what we're doing tomorrow night. We are going to communicate with the spirits tomorrow night. So they probably are starting to gather around us, to be fair, because I've not been spoke to for a while. So yeah, tomorrow night, guys, in divination, we are going to do live spirit talk, okay? So the spirits will be getting excited.
And the little people are definitely about one of my faves flew past my face while me and Sister Drew were waiting to come live earlier.
Yeah,
on the thing, so they're about as well.
You actually feel as if she was flying past and going,
yeah,
or something, you know, because she's cheeky.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll read this quickly. It says the benefits of shadow work. Shadow work improves the way
Just a
you
little bit.
perceive yourself and your life. With heightened awareness, you have more options regarding what lifestyle you want to live, what types of relationships you want to cultivate, and what kind of future you aspire to. To give you a better understanding of how shadow work can enrich your life, here are some of the benefits you can look forward to. Self awareness. Shadow work teaches you how to recognize your thoughts and emotions, make the connection with your needs and wants, and learn how to meet them more healthy and build constructive habits. Clearer perceptions. Self knowledge, which is knowing who you are, allows you to see others and the world more clearly. Shadow work encourages you to look beyond the veil of your self image and discover your authentic self, which brings about higher self awareness. This enables you to sense how you are feeling or what you need internally and respond to the needs of your external environment. Pattern recognition. Shadow work puts the truth in front of your eyes and reveals learned patterns that are holding you back. Since human beings are creatures of momentum and homeostasis, it is difficult to change patterns once they are formed. Nevertheless, shadow work encourages you to reflect on and consciously change how you think, feel, and behave towards experiences, which can break down this barrier and improve emotional well being. See, that's the things, guys. Um, Shadow work will never end. It's about how you. Oh, hello, Sister Christine. It's about how you deal with these things when they come up in your life. Once you're aware of your shadow self, it's so nice to see you here, Christine. I have
Hey,
not seen
Christine,
you for a
sis. Lovely
long
to see
time.
you.
Yeah. When we are having our belting, guys, they're having their Samhain because they're in Australia. So that is really interesting, isn't it? It's so nice to see you here. How are you? How's the girls? How's everything? So many questions. So, yeah, and a couple of other things it helps you with as well, guys, just while we are there. It helps you trigger identification. As you learn to recognize patterns, you will be able to identify the source of your triggers in everyday situations. Shadow work enables you to look behind your emotional triggers and address the past trauma and pain that keeps resurfacing whenever you are feeling stressed, fearful, or vulnerable. By understanding your triggers, you can effectively manage them and prevent explosive reactions. Emotional healing. Shadow work can assist in uncovering and confronting unresolved trauma, emotional baggage, and other psychological problems that interfere with your everyday functioning and capacity to connect with yourself and others. Generational trauma healing. This is the one that I feel as if I had, guys. Shadow work helps you reconcile your past from new thoughts and behavioral patterns and reach a place of acceptance for who you are. This ensures that you're healed and the end cycle of trauma that you inherited as a result of your parents' upbringing or the systematic ills of the community you grew up in. See, I feel as if I had that because my mum was scared. She didn't really push us to do anything in life. She always just made us think that we were only good for bringing up kids and things, that type of attitude. She never ever told us we could be anything, never really encouraged us in things. And I think that was because of her feelings that she done that. So enhanced energy and physical health. Shadow work can elevate emotional distress, which improves your overall mental and emotional well-being and lowers the risk of physical pain and diseases, as well as obsessive or addictive behaviours. Feeling calm and balanced inwardly radiates as high energy and positive mood outwardly. Personal growth and self-acceptance. Shadow work can help you get out of your shell and explore new dimensions of your personality. You gain a deeper appreciation for who you are and the unique life path you are on. Shadow work can also help you accept that you are not perfect, nor are you expected to be. This can create a renewed commitment to commitment to live your life unapologetically. Healthy self
Hey,
esteem.
sister.
Welcome in. This is the last one, guys. Healthy self esteem and greater confidence. Integrating your shadow with your conscious identity allows you to show up with greater confidence because there are no more secrets to hide. The self doubt that you had hidden for many years or the physical attributes you struggled to accept about yourself become things you can accept. Not all of your shadow traits will be undesirable qualities, but when you come across some that are, you will lovingly acknowledge and address the deeper wounds so they don't get in the way of your progress. See, that's about using some of the things
Very true.
that hold you back and things, some of your shadow self. It's an amazing
It
psychology.
does.
Yeah. And it does work. It really does work when you do start to address things that's maybe held you back. What do you think, Sister Sharon?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like for me, like my shadow work started years and years and years ago, going through all my trauma and things that I'd gone through, losing my kids, stuff like that. So went through psychology and through counselling,
Yeah.
and that was a really difficult ride, having to go back on my past, having to go back to everything I remembered, and the way that I'd been remembered how I felt at those times and felt very lonely and stuff. So it was really difficult to look at that and then have to look into the fact of losing my kids, and it was all really, really painful and really difficult to look at. But through doing that and having somebody there that would listen to me and helped me to understand, helped me to like, that it's okay to have feelings and to have emotion, and it's just learning how to work with it properly. So my doctor really
Yeah.
helped me to understand that, and my spirituality as well. So with both of them together, it really did get me through my shadow work. Yes, I cried and I broke down, and it was difficult at times. Sometimes I felt like I wanted to give up. I didn't want to go through it anymore. But then I remembered the pain that I'd gone through previously, where I was holding it constantly and hurting from it, and I knew that anything's got to feel better than having
Mm.
that again. So I went on with it, and I found that it was the best thing that I did, to be honest, because it didn't just help me, it helped me to connect with myself, it helped me to understand my worth, because I didn't have much worth for myself back then. um it helped me in so many different ways, and it opened my heart as well, which was another thing which I needed to
Yeah.
do, because I closed my heart through what happened. But never been a nasty person. I've always been a giving person, but
But you've
I
been a
just
hot
I
person.
didn't let people into my life. And I am a pretty on my own person. It's only been recently letting Sister Drew and Sister Kerry come here, Sister Sharon. I don't normally let people in my house. I'm really weird that way.
Because
So
we're your sisters.
yeah,
I had to do my shadow work in order to move on, guys, and
yeah,
connect
that's
to
what I yeah.
the higher energies. I felt as if I was really selfish right up until maybe 5 years before I started my path. I felt as if I didn't really give too much thought about anybody else. And I feel like when I did start this spiritual journey, way back, it must have been 2017, 2018, I got a heavy awakening. So I had to re examine what was going on in my life and my past that made me feel that way. And I think that my childhood, not being pushed to do anything I wanted to do in life or do something productive, be a hairdresser, be anything I wanted to be. I think not getting pushed in a direction, it made me go off the rails because I didn't have any really role models to say, all right, go do this, do that. I only ever thought I was good enough to bring up kids. And when I met my first partner, I was 15, so I had Kerry when I was 16, had my own house by 17, and I felt as if the minute that I got my own house, he wasn't interested in me after that. I got put in the house, and he was away doing his own thing and coming back whenever he felt like it. So that kind of stumped me for about 15 years of why that happened. But through my shadow work, I realised that wasn't me. That wasn't me. My fault. That was
I,
his fault. Because he was hiding different things that he
I
was
do
doing
think that
wrong.
our shadow work does start in our childhood. For some of us, we've had really good childhoods. For some of us, it's been really difficult. I love my mum. My mum was the best mum I could have had, but it wasn't easy, and things were made difficult at times, and I had to face things. And as a kid, I took a lot on for a kid, and I just always felt like I guess like a second parent. My mum was the first, and I was the second or
Yeah,
third when my dad was at home as well. So for me, I never really got to experience being a kid apart from when I was on holiday and the odd few times that I'd be out up at the park or anything like that. But I'd always have my brothers and sisters with me. So, all of that and then the experiences and the things that I went through as well. But I
yeah,
do think that you need to look back in your past. It's not necessarily that anything really bad's happened to you sometimes, but there's little things that maybe you don't realise can affect the way you think and how you feel.
yeah.
And it's putting that right.
Especially if you feel you got a short cardage,
Yeah,
sometimes you feel like we always get hand me downs and things, which was nobody's fault, guys. That's just the way it was. But looking back and all of that, that's what didn't give me my confidence. I felt as if I wasn't worth anything. So it took me right up till I was maybe moved here, met William, moved back here, met William, had Liam, that I found out that I was worthy of other things and that I didn't just have to settle in life for whatever was put in my path, that I could direct my own life somehow. But yeah, I feel as if that was my mum. My mum didn't have any confidence in life. She never really felt as if she could push, and I think she projected that onto us, or she was scared that something would happen to us, so never ever pushed us to do anything. So a lot of that was her shadow work that I felt she should be doing. But yeah, I've dealt with all that now, and I know that anything that I want in life, I can get it as long as I push myself to
hello,
go get
Phoenixes.
it. Hi,
Yeah,
Phoenix.
and you do notice it. And I think we've all gone through life where we've not seen the value of ourselves. We don't realise how important we are, and the things that
Yeah,
we can do. And then you suddenly realise it. And shadow work helps you to realise that. I think shadow work really helps you to understand yourself. It helps you to realise that your worth is important and that you can be anything if you put your mind to it. It's just believing
mhm,
in yourself and wanting it. And
yeah,
shadow work really does make you do that. It takes it away in that way that it helps you to understand it and move forward and carry on.
yeah.
Um,
And it's
and
never too
it
late
prepares
for it.
you. It prepares you in that. I'm not saying it's easy still. It's not, but you know what's
Especially
coming.
when, yeah, especially when you have to blame yourself. I know that I had to. For example, when I was bad on the drink, guys, when I had fell out with one of my partners and I was in between that partner and William, I'd hit the drink pretty bad and I was falling out with everybody. I was falling out with my mum and dad because they wouldn't give me money. I was falling out with my sister if she wouldn't let me stay at her house and drink. So I knew that I had to face all that, and it wasn't until I had met William and we went up to his wee brother's house up in Glasgow. It was actually Paisley. Went up to there and I had been drinking heavily. I think I'd drunk a litre bottle of vodka, and it wasn't until I'd started arguing with his brother's girlfriend, and he says, and I was going to walk home and everything, and he said to me the next day, "You ever embarrass me like that again, and it's over." And it wasn't until that I clicked on that some of the behaviours that I was doing was mucking up my life. So looking back on all that and doing my shadow work, I know that I was just in the huff with myself, if you know. So I felt as if I could fight the world, and anybody that didn't agree with me was basically the wrong ones and things. But looking back on it now, I know that it was just me being hurt. I was hurt that
Oh yeah,
my my partners kept leaving me for other girls and things, or they wouldn't put up with my bullshit anymore. So that
yeah,
type of thing. Uh, Yeah. So all of that had to be, and that was hurtful going through all that, guys. You've got to lick your wounds, but you've got to
oh yeah.
and yeah, and I know that I can't drink. I know that if I drink, I would probably go back to being the selfish person that I was, and I wouldn't stop drinking until it was finished.
Yeah, no. See, like I used to drink when I was younger, when I go clubbing and things like that, and um, when I went through some of my
Uncle Danny.
problems, I started to drink as well, and become quite dependent on it. I wasn't an alcoholic, but I did become quite dependent on it, and that's why I decided to give it up. I gave it up cold turkey, which wasn't a pleasant thing to go through, but
Yeah.
I'd done it. And like, do I have a drink? I'll have a drink on a special occasion, like maybe at Christmas, maybe on a birthday. I'll have one or two glasses, but I really don't have an interest for drinking. I'm happy
Yeah,
the
I
way that
can
I
drink
am.
now. If I go on
Yeah,
holiday and things, I don't mind getting a little bottle of the mixed
yeah,
whatever fruits and
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
like and that every now and again it's fine. You know what I mean? And it's good that you can do that and have that willpower. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, I wasn't an alcoholic, but I did become dependent on that because of my depression and stuff like that. So I had a lot of like turmoil that I was dealing with, and things that I thought was helping me that weren't helping me. It was just making things worse. And when I actually
Yeah, that's
started
what I
having
was
all of
in.
this therapy and that, I couldn't believe how much it had affected me and how much it had made things worse.
Yeah.
And it really did help. It did help a lot. And I love shadow work. I think that even though it can be difficult and it can be hard to look at sometimes, I don't think
Really
anybody should live without
important.
it. I think everybody has that shadow side. You might have gone through a really pleasant life, and you might have grown up having really good parents. You might have had this, but there's still trauma that happens in everybody's life, like losing your pets, losing a loved one, things like this. Even though you've moved on and you're carrying on with life, that thing can still be
But
in the
that
back of
can
your head.
also be problematic though. If you haven't
Yes,
ever been through anything bad and you're
yeah.
thinking, oh, then prepare yourself because when it does happen, it's not nice. So if you haven't been through anything
Hey,
really traumatic, and Uncle Danny, I mean, I've not been through Touchwood anything really traumatic that much except for losing my nephew away back in last September. I mean, that was August. I mean, that was really traumatic for me and my family. Excuse me, but nothing really as traumatic as that has ever really happened. Yeah, I fell out with partners and I've had fallen outs with people and I've been devastated a couple of times, but nothing really bad like that has ever happened before. So, yeah, sometimes we need to prepare ourselves that bad things in life does happen, you know?
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
be
And so
aware of
shadow work
that.
is good at all times. It isn't just for people that are going through things, it's for people to study that ain't going through things so that when it
Definitely,
does,
Sarah.
you know what to do.
Yeah,
It's really important, and it's really good to just do that, even just looking at yourself, because sometimes even in yourself, your body needs that little bit of encouragement. It needs you to realize things about it. So doing your shadow work kind of helps you to connect, which helps your body to reconnect with you as well. So it's so
yeah.
beneficial in so many different ways. And also, hello Salam, I did see you come in, but I forgot to say hello. Hello sweet.
And
um
also, if you've got somebody that you can confide in and things, it's good to talk to people. I mean, I
yeah,
think
be
when I went
open.
to Sister Sherry's and then I went to Sister Kerry's and things, we all opened up to each other and got to know a bit about how we were brought up and different aspects of our life that came into play that we can't really share online, guys. But there's a lot, you know. Um, so there's all that to deal with that you go through, maybe even still going through. So it's never ending, and that's important to know. But you
But
start to
even talking to your
recognize,
friend, even talking to
yeah,
your friend about those problems is a form of shadow work. You're still letting that pain out. You're still
yeah,
acknowledging it and getting advice. Like when Sister Drew came down and we both spoke head and face to face with each other. Yeah, it's okay to sit online, but it's not the same as being in face to face to someone. And
yeah,
it was an amazing first few days meeting her. We spoke and we got to know each other. We talked to each other, encouraged each other through difficult times. It was a really cool thing to do,
yeah.
and we both got a bit emotional, but that was a good thing because it just showed how special that weekend was and
Exactly.
how important it
Yeah,
was and how much we'd done. It was just a really good atmosphere. And the same when Sister Kerry come down as well. It was really cool having her here as well. And yeah, that time it wasn't really on a nice situation, but it was nice to have them here and they listened to me and stuff. These are all forms of
yeah,
shadow work, talking and trying to get your feelings out.
understanding. It's really about understanding yourself, trying to
Yeah,
understand why things happen to you as well. Understanding that some of these things are not your fault, some of these things
no,
can be your fault, some of these things it's just the rhythm of life, and realize that bad things will happen, such as death of loved ones and things. It's about finding strategies to help cope with things like that. You know, it's a lot, guys. That's why I feel as if maybe we've done shadow work streams before, but we will do more in the future as well, because it's important to keep reminding you that shadow work is important.
yeah, like don't get me wrong, like I understand what death is. I know what happens. I've been
Yeah,
experiencing it all of my life, but not
it's not
through
the same.
losing people, but through what I see and I connect with. But when you lose your loved one, it's a different sort of feeling to
But
when you're connecting with other
you
energy. And
lost
I
you lost
and
three
with
people
me,
in a
I
year.
couldn't come to terms with it. I was lost.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't know it had happened. I was lost, and I was blaming myself a lot because she was on her own. Because I'd always promised her that I was going to be there, so I felt I'd let her down. I even said that. I said I
Yeah.
felt like I'd let her down and things, and I wasn't there when she needed me. And but then, like, people remind you, they go, yeah, but what about all the times that you were there with her and stuff?
Yeah.
And Sherry, sometimes that things happen like this for a reason, because she didn't want you to see her like that. She didn't want you to
Yeah, she
experience that,
really
maybe.
didn't. Yeah.
You know,
And
and
I feel
I do believe that she'd
I
already
feel as
seen me
though
go through enough trauma watching her die and care for her. So I think that you
yeah.
know,
And also remember, you had also just lost your grandfather and your gran and things that
yeah,
both of
just a
them were
year prior to that, just over a year it was before she got really sick as well. That
yeah. So that was
it
a
wasn't
lot
that
in
long.
1 year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all
You know,
three of my love of my life's in the matter of a year and a half. Like that was
it's a
trauma and a
lot.
half. I'm still living it, but I'm slowly. I'm not saying that I'm over it. Of course, I'm not going to be over it, but I am
You
facing
know
it.
you've got a big support
I'm
system there.
facing it. I'm
Yeah.
facing it. I've got good people around me. I've got a support network, and I know that's what my mum would want. My mum wouldn't want me to stop. My mum would want me to keep going. So
And that's
I've
the
got to.
thing that you've got to take strength from, guys, is the fact that when things like that do, I mean, I've still got my parents here, but I know they're getting old and one day it'll come, you know, so that's when I'll be turning to all you guys for the strength. But
Well, you know,
sitting,
I'll be here, sis.
yeah, sitting here and just now and thinking about it, I know that it will come short, so come at some point, and that's all I can do is prepare myself for it. And I feel as if that's important to do, you know.
Yeah, exactly, Kerry, sis. It is one day at a time.
Yeah, for
But I
sure.
think that compared to what I was like about 2 months ago, I think I'm doing a lot more better. You can see a lot more of a spark and the colour in my skin again. I don't look so drawn anymore, and
Yeah, you've got
I see, like, I'm not saying I'm cured or I'm better, but I'm feeling like I can fight it a little bit more now and deal with it a bit better. Have my
yeah,
moments, but I'm only human, as they say.
you're only one person, sis. And one
Mm.
fairy, and one dragon,
One
and one
fairy,
spirit.
one dragon, one ever shapeshifter.
And one alien energy. But that's the
Oh
thing,
yeah,
though. And that's what these communities are here for, though, guys, getting back to being serious. It's about supporting each other when things does happen. It's about preparing each other for things that may happen. And really just, especially with the tarot and things, tarot and oracle cards are there. Mostly the oracle cards are there for support when something happens. Tarot is there for to guide you through your life when things are about to happen, or to foresee maybe events in your life that could happen if you go keep on the path that you're on, to show you ways that if you take another route that something else could maybe happen. So the divination part of life is really important if you want to help guide your life anyway, you know.
and do you know what? Like, shadow work is just about helping people to connect with themselves, and that, like, as you all know, like I showed you some videos a few weeks ago. Like, I am obviously opening in a business up and stuff like that, and obviously we're going to be aiming on doing like classes and stuff for people. But there are going to be shows where we're going to be doing prayer circles and stuff, and doing things to help people to become more positive in themselves, which is for free. We'll still obviously be doing shows where we do card readings, which will be free. Obviously, there's the other side of it as well if you go through the business. But if we're on shows and we're doing card readings, them ones are free. You know, so there's so many things, and like I'd love to be able to do do a private show, like not like this live, but like maybe like on a Zoom or on StreamYard, where we can just have a few people come in and we can help them to do the shadow work, like sit there and be with them, be that ear for them to listen to, give them advice, because we've gone through it ourselves. I don't believe in that you need to be a professional to be able to help someone. I don't believe you need to be a professional to help someone. If you're good at listening and you're good at understanding and you're good at talking to someone, then you're a benefit. And, you know, a lot of it does take listening to them and going, it's okay to feel like that. It's okay to be like this, but you've got to acknowledge that that holds you back, and that you've got to realize that everything is a lesson. Okay. Like we go through lessons in life, but those lessons in the end make us the great person we are today. So it's not hard to try to help someone. And I just think that things like that would be really good to do.
Yeah.
And I think me and you'd be really good at that, doing the
Yeah, we do it
shadow
all
work.
the time. The thing is, guys, remember as well, if you are on your spiritual path or you're just starting your spiritual path, you do have to face a lot of things in life. You know, you
Yeah.
have to maybe face some stuff. So we're definitely there to guide you through it and things. So
And
definitely,
that would be a free service. I would not charge you for doing your shadow work. There is no way I'd
yeah,
do that. You know, like once a week, meeting up and having an hour session where we can go through the tactics of shadow work first. Then we can just get people to talk, and we can talk to them about us and things like that, so they feel more comfortable. You know what I mean? And just like work that group up and have it go for as long as we can. And if it's successful, we can put it out there and reach it out to other people, especially if you are new into this craft, like into the craft, and you've maybe got a few things your feelings holding you back from being your true potential, and you think it might be something to do with something in your past. Coming into one of these little sessions might just help you to break that problem,
that
and
is what
to break
will help you
yeah,
figure out what is sticking you. It really will.
yeah.
That with me, I've always knew it's been confidence. So the shadow work and things that I was to do was to deal with where that came from, and therefore put it at the end back of me and know that it now is me that's sticking myself and not anything else, and pushing myself to know that I can do anything I want to do. But it is trying
Oh yeah,
to get your mind around that though, you know?
yeah. Feel better, Uncle Dan. Pups.
Yeah,
It's
feel
reading the
better.
post. Then sorry. I hope you feel
Green
better,
Uncle Danny.
puppy.
Yeah.
Popsy. Yeah, no,
It's just,
like, you know, shadow work is a benefit. And I think that if you've got somewhere where you can go, where you can share it, and where you can be open, and where people can be open with you, and you don't quite feel like you're on your own, because sometimes being in a room with just one other person can be quite daunting. But when you've got a group of people and they're all talking about their experiences and what they're feeling, it kind of gives you that little bit more confidence to speak up and be like, oh, okay,
yeah,
well, I'm not so alone, because there's other people going through it, and the people that are teaching us have gone through it. So,
yeah, we
you know,
don't
I
always
think
have
it's
to
a
be
really good idea.
live, guys. You
Mm.
can't come into stream, well, not streams. You can come into meetings and things where we help you that way if you don't want to be
That's
on
what I'm
screen.
thinking of doing, setting up the StreamYard and do it where it's me and you, and do it on a certain day.
Yeah,
It won't be live or anything, obviously. It'll just be private, and it'll be between me and Drew and you guys.
yeah,
And we'll
Journeys,
help you, because there's a lot of benefits to the business, not just for that either, but like you can come over and do your education in all sorts of things as well. We're there to help you in many, many ways. But I just think that before you can start in any of your spirituality, you do need to look at your inner self. You need to
yeah, you need to know
put
yourself.
things in order.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think we can help you do that.
for sure. I've went for somebody that didn't even want to be in a live stream myself to now travelling all over the country myself. So if I can do it, you can do it. Believe me.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you have to overcome that fear.
Yeah. And you
You
will.
do.
You will.
Fear is just an illusion. That's how you got to look at it. That even though fear is very real, look at it as an illusion.
It's just
You
another
have to,
emotion.
you need to be able to move past that factor.
Yeah.
It's another emotion. It's normal. It's natural, and it's not something you have to fear.
Look,
Life is life, and we have to learn to live with it
yeah,
and move on from it.
for sure,
Has anyone
guys.
got anything to say?
Any questions?
Yeah, any questions? Yeah, because we weren't going to like talk about shadow work in itself, like give you a whole complimentary about what different stages and all this stuff. We wanted to do a more personal side this time, because we've done a few shows on shadow work, like learning you guys about it. So I just thought that today's show would be really good if we just spoke about our own shadow work and why we started doing it and why it's beneficial to others. I just think it was really good to do it this way.
I'm so glad you have, Brother
Yeah.
Scott.
What's the surprise you'll see soon?
Oh, you will see, just should. It's exciting.
You'll
Yeah, I
have
agree
to
with
wait,
that,
Sister
Laura.
Terry.
There are unnecessary fear, and then there is a healthy fear. Yes.
Yeah. But it's the healthy fear that you need to learn to work with the right way.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, shadow work's not about taking those problems away. It's about dealing with it and bringing it to light and making something better out of something that seems really bad to you.
No, tomorrow we're
Is that
going to
tomorrow?
do the
No.
spirit boxes.
Yes, spirit boxes are tomorrow. The surprise is soon, in about in a little while. Obviously, the business. If you want about the business, that's opening tomorrow. Well, the group page on Facebook is opening tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure, guys. It's going to be good. Yeah, tomorrow night we're just going to try and do. Just keeping you in suspense a little while longer.
Also, make sure you get food. Well, yes, you do need to eat healthy. A lot of dealing with shadow work and stuff, you would have to eat healthier and do things to look after yourself as well, because you're going through quite a traumatic time doing your shadow work if you've had a pretty tough one. But to be honest, it's important to eat healthy and do good things with your body all year round, not just because you're doing shadow work. It's just one of those things.
To eat regular things, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to try your best.
I'm going to let you speak for 2 minutes, sis, and let me go for a wee. And then when I come back, I might show you the surprise.
We'll talk about what to do tomorrow night. Right, so tomorrow night I did ask Chrissy on Within the Cauldron if she had any objections to us doing live spirit communication. So get your questions ready tomorrow night, guys. Focus in on your ancestors' faces, any loved ones' faces that you want to directly communicate with. Ask them to come into the live stream tomorrow night. When we go live, I will have all the boxes and things ready, and I will get my guides to let your guys in the room, because sometimes they might not let you in. They let the spirits in, but they will tomorrow night. So it's not a case of taking down the protection. It's just a case of letting my guides be the ones that choose if they're allowed to come in and speak to you. So we'll have the spirit box on, which is a PSB7. We'll probably have some of the meters on, and different things like that, guys. Maybe a couple of cat balls sitting in the background and things. So we've not done it for a long time, so it'll be really interesting to see if the spirits will come in and what they're going to say. You never know. They always leave us flabbergasted. And little Maggie, she's not spoke for a while, so she'll be excited to speak, no doubt. What I meant was you hunt for food, and in that there are normal healthy fear to also keep you safe in food hunt. Okay. Can't wait setting my alarm. Yeah, it'll be interesting because we've not done live spirit communication for about a year in the house, so that'll be good. Spirits will be excited, especially at Sister Sherry's, because they come from the local cemetery usually to speak as well. Sometimes they get a bit cheeky, so be aware of that. But it'll be interesting to see. It's well over a year, in fact, I think, if I've done any spirit communication, because I didn't want to do any until I was comfortable with it, because Jordan and because Sherry's mum and things as well. So you've got to be a bit respectful of all that, guys, and give the spirits time. But I think it's time now, and I feel as if they would probably be okay with it. And it'll only be for to ask questions. Any questions you want, by the way, as well. If you want a coin and things answered and things like that, definitely we'll do that as well. And even if you want a postcard for Spirit, I was going to try and make it part of every Tuesday to do a postcard for Spirit for the community anyway, because they're really, really motivational. So we'll do one of them tomorrow night before we start, okay? Oh yeah, we definitely talk to them every day. I talk to the spirits all day long. You probably fed up with my voice. I think Sister Sherry's coming back. Well, Sister Willow. Yeah, she's back. I was just talking about what we'll do tomorrow night. Get the spirit boxes and things out, and hopefully tell the guys to get questions ready as well in their head.
Oh yeah.
And the
Are
person
we going to be using the pendulum to try and communicate with them as well?
Yeah, we could use the pendulum too, yeah.
Because you're going to use the spirit box, I take it?
Yeah, I'll put the PSB7 on.
Yeah, I'll let you do that, and I'll just have like a pendulum or...
Cool, yeah. I'll give them to it.
Something like
and
that.
I was just saying, if they wanted any yes, no answers to questions, we've got the coin and things, so...
Yeah.
It's really just...
mix and match.
Yeah, to see if your ancestors want to come and talk to you, you'll hear their voice and things. That's why I'm using the PSB7, because with that you can hear the voice better. Yeah.
Remember my first doing my show and that when my granddad come in on one of your streams, that was nuts.
That was amazing. It was, yeah, it was Billy and your granddad had come through the one night.
Yeah, both of them, yeah.
That was amazing. They were really confirming to each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
So yeah, make sure you tune in with Sister Drew tomorrow and myself. I'll be there as well, obviously.
And, yeah,
we can communicate with the spirits. We haven't done it for a while, so I'm really excited about it.
It's been over a year we've done it.
It's been a long time.
They'll be excited.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I'm worried if I hear my mum. But I think I'm more prepared now. If I was to hear her, I think I'll be a bit more prepared. I'll probably just be like I was with my granddad and be like
more excited.
Yeah. Right. Who wants to see the treat then?
Do you want to see the treat? Put it in the chat.
Yep, yes. You need to put it in the chat.
Yes, you can.
Okay then. Sister Kerry.
Yes, please. Scott says. Yes, Amora says.
Right, so first I'm going to start with the pictures and then I'm going to show you the video.
Yeah.
So today I was out on an outing. We were supposed to have gone to see a flat for Sharon, but we got a call just before we were leaving. So that's going on tomorrow. She's going to see that. So that meant that they'd put things in place to make sure that we went to this place. I know they did. And I ended up going to Milton Keynes. And we ended up going to this really cool witch circle. Now, this is a ritual circle, obviously, for anyone that would be wondering what it is. It is a ritual circle. It is in use. It is still used by fellow witches in Milton Keynes. This is a circle that was also filmed for healing. And it was made to represent the millennium and the energies of spirits and healing and things like this. This is why this was formed. So this was me here dancing You can see me sitting on the mat. I've got my hands up in the air. I'm really feeling the energy of the elements in this place. It was absolutely phenomenal. Sharon took me there, and I'm so glad that she did, and it's absolutely beautiful. So then there's another one, and like just me being me, witchy me, just really feeling the energy, and I really did enjoy being here. And when I was there, I was thinking, do you know what? This is a really perfect place. You know, when you just get that sort of energy from a place that you feel like that you're connected to it. I really did feel that with this place, and I'm really grateful to Sister Sharon for taking me to there. And I thought this would be a perfect way to learn how to do rituals outside. So I have decided, and because of Sharon's suggestions, that I'm going to make this one of my ritual places. So on your full moons and really important lunars and stuff like that, we'll go to this place and do the rituals and do the healing rituals and stuff like that. And I'm also wanting to not open a coven, but I want to open a ritual circle for all of those fellow witches in the UK that are near to Milton Keynes. If some of you practice at home but you're not confident in going out with other people around you, but you'd love to be part of just a circle where you can do rituals with other fellow people like yourself, then I am thinking about forming something like this up so that people can come together and do what should really be done by witches, which is standing in a ritual circle and doing the proper way of communicating and connecting with the elements and with Mother Earth and Mother Nature and the spirit and all of this. So with this circle here, you've got obviously your directions. Directions are all like these areas. Then you've got your elements. You have got your lesser gate. Now your lesser gate is the gates that are portals which call in spirits and call in the deities that you work with. So when you open the ritual circles, you would go to both. There's two on this one. You would either side of each other, so they're across the circle. You would go to these, open them, and say that you welcome the spirit and the energy in. You'd do the free walk outside it, and then I'd go in with Sharon, which is what I'm going to take Sharon on her own first, and then we're going to start from obviously the north gate here, and we're going to do the walk inside, and then we're going to open the elements as well. So it's going to be really, really cool. And it's going to be my first time doing it in a place like this. Okay. Normally it's in my house or it's in my garden that I do my rituals. But with a setup like this and with everything the way it needs to be, all I'm going to have to do is just set candles and stuff out. It's going to be the perfect place. And I just imagine the energy. And on really special occasions, it'd be really nice to be able to get Sister Drew and maybe Sister Kerry to come down and be part of this as well. So this is the middle ritual circle, so that somebody already uses this. So
Oh,
lots of
I'll be
which
there.
you can see the fire bit which had been done. There was a little boy actually running around with the spoon that they'd used in the ritual, and I was looking at a signpost, and the mum come up to me. She obviously knew I was a witch, and she goes, is this your spoon? I was like, no, it's not my spoon. I said, but I wouldn't have him walking around with that in his hand. I said, you don't know who's used that or what they've done with it. So I asked her if it was all right for me to take it off of him, and she said, yeah. I said, can I have the spoon? And he gave me the spoon. And then I said, do you mind if I just like hold his hand? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. So I held his hand, and I was looking at him, and he was smiling away at me. And I said, you're a cutie. I said, yeah, no, he hasn't got any energy or anything on him. He's pure anyway. He's a child. But I'd done a little blessing over him because he was running around with this pentagram wooden spoon that they've obviously used in the ritual. To me, this place seems like really calm and really nice, but you really just don't know because it could completely change at night. So I didn't really like the thought of a kid running around with ritual tools. So I took it back and put it back in the middle of the fire bit where it was. So yeah, this is one side of it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got unbelievable energy. Unbelievable energy. you guys have got to come to it. Sister Drew and Sister Kerry,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
It just shows you the way that they did used to heal people in the olden days. And
well, this is a healing circle. This is a ritual circle, obviously, but it's for healing as well, and love. It brings in good energy. So doing things for Mother Earth, Mother Nature, things like that would be really good for this. Talking to your elements, to your gods, your goddesses, helping them. It'd be for that sort of thing, healing people, healing nature, that sort of stuff. It's absolutely a beautiful circle.
Was there any history on it?
I've got a video that I'm going to be showing you in a minute, which I've kind of read a little bit out. So here's me just standing there enjoying the ambience of the place. It's absolutely stunning. It's just, there's just so much energy. So let me just go to the video. So, video. Well, I hope that you do like this video, guys. It's really cool. You'll see a more better view of it, and I'll explain a bit to you what it's about and stuff. So, we're in Milton Keynes, guys. I'm just going to show you the witchy circle. It's a bit like Stonehenge, but it's not Stonehenge. Here with Sister Sharon over there. She's sunbathing. So we're in Milton Keynes, and here is the beautiful circle. We're going to be coming here for a ceremony. I said that I would do one with her. Obviously Sharon is somebody that I'm training in the witchcraft. It looks so beautiful though, guys. And the energy is just so unbelievable. All the birds and everything have been round here, and you can feel the elements most definitely. So you've got this circle here that represents the wisdom and the illusion. The outside is the circle of love and guidance. It's really cool. Really, really pretty. If you go over to here, I'll show you what it says on the board there. So much energy. Just been playing music and stuff, giving the elements and the spirits and that positive energy. As you see, people do rituals here. We're going to be coming back on the full moon. That'll be our first one.
We did leave a blessed offering.
Might well get it prepared and that. So this is the circle. So obviously, as you see, you've got the lesser, which is this over here. This is the lesser gate. Here, if I can see it because of the sun. Then you've got the west gate, which is obviously the element of the west, which is there. Then you've got the south gate, which is over here. You've got the east gate, which is there, right in the far corner. Then next to it is the other lesser gate. Then you've got the north gate just over there, guys, in between those stones. So you've got your elements. So you can see it. So pretty. Yeah. So west, north, which is where you would normally start your ritual. So that's over that way, where my finger is touching there. This is the north. North gate. That's the lesser gate. This is the south, and that is the east. Over here. So yeah, we're going to be coming. You've got a needle stone, which are the tallest stones, which there's one right over in far distance over there. It's beautiful. They do rituals and stuff. The circle on the heart of Medicine Wheel was built by people from Milton Keynes to welcome the new millennium and to bring spiritual peace and harmony to the wounded earth. It embraces and is beyond all sects and religions and harnesses the earth's powerful energies to help the development of spiritual growth. This place is to focus within the rich and the varied landscape of Milton Keynes, and everyone is welcome to seek spiritual healing, to find peace, recreation and enjoyment here. The large flat stones are African stones. On the outside circle, it is seen as the symbol of Earth's healing, which must grow from the continent, and then the two centering rings of stones symbolise the stages of spiritual focus. Tall gateway stones are the north, the south, the east and the west cardinal points, inviting participations and spread the spiritual influence of the wheel. So yeah, it's really beautiful. Very secret place. And as you can see, I've got no shoes on. Getting the earth's energy. So yeah, so you got your lesser gate here, and these are your elements. So beautiful. So that's one of the elements, that's one of the elements. That one's the element. And that one. It is really beautiful. So we have found our ritual place where I can come and do things. I still love Stonehenge, but this place is really, really phenomenal. You feel a lot of really good energy. There's a little boy earlier walking around with that that stick, wooden cauldron stick. He's only little, and the mum come up and said, "Is that your stick?" I said, "No, it's not." And I said I wouldn't let him be carrying that round. You don't know what they've been doing with it. So I took it off and done him a little blessing thing to make sure that he was all right. Bless him. He's so cute as well. But yeah, so here is the beautiful witchy circle. All for the corners and the elements, and obviously for the earth, Mother Earth and Mother Nature. And it's got a lot of wildlife and stuff around here as well. It's really beautiful. There's that other corner over there. So yeah, it's beautiful. We've got a stone over there as well on the floor just behind the circle. But yeah, I thought I'd just share these with you guys. I hope you like. Blessed be. So yeah, that was the ritual circle, the witch's circle that I found today, thanks to Sharon. Absolutely beautiful. It's got all of the things that you need to do the rituals, and it just called to me the moment I see it, and just all of the energy in it was just absolutely amazing. And I was smiling, I was beaming being in there. You could feel every element. You had Brother Sun beaming down on you. You had the light breeze of air, and you had the elements of water just really close to us, and obviously Mother Earth all around us. So it was just a magical experience, and I really can't wait to start doing my rituals there. It's going to be so powerful. It's going to be really cool.
Can't wait. Yeah, I've never been to anywhere
So
like
that
that
is
either. To worship, so that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. And it, like, I know about ritual circles. I do circles for my ceremonies and stuff, but it's a little bit different when you're outside and stuff like that. So it's going to be really, really cool for me.
Especially when it's something that's been there for
be really
all those
feel the
years.
elements in a different way.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, we can all
it'd
make
be
our
good.
own,
It'd be good.
but to come across one that ancestors have probably used in the past and things is even more special.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
And
wonderful and
obviously,
peaceful. Oh, it is. It's really beautiful.
when you were there, you must have got the acknowledgement that you're allowed to use it as well.
Well, it's in the middle of a park, so
No, I mean by the
it's
spirits and
open.
the energies.
It's open, and obviously when I got there, as soon as I started coming down the embankment, I could feel the welcoming and hear them. And
Yeah.
as soon as I got into there, it was like all the energy was hitting me. I was like, yeah, they were really
You'll
happy that I
soon
was there. I
find
put
out
the
if you
music
want
on. They
to.
wanted music, so I put music on for them. We were eating these berries and grapes and stuff, so we put some down for an offering because I just felt that they wanted some of that as well. So we put some of that down with it. It was just
Yeah.
a really beautiful experience. It was. You'll
Yeah.
definitely feel the energy,
Yeah. It'll be good to go.
and
Especially
it's a
sis.
positive place.
Yeah. There's a newer one, year 2000, but built for homage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, it is a newer one, but the stones are old. You can see the stones are old. They're from other places, ritual places and stuff, and it's all been built
Yeah, built the
with
love.
love
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and it's for healing and stuff like that. But that's why they've got Pacific stones for that order, and it is used by witches and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
A lot of witches go there. It was built for that purpose.
It's good that they're
Yeah,
honouring these type of things and harnessing the energy of
yeah,
Mother Earth.
yeah. It's got the energy of our ancestors in it. It was just something that was decided to be built a lot later on, but I think it's a beautiful thing because it marked the millennium. So
All right, yeah,
the
it's
new
nice.
beginning with the spirit as well. I just think it was a beautiful thing to do, and I'm looking forward to
It did.
working with it.
Me too. They try and
But
find
yeah, that
somewhere
was,
around here as well.
say that again, sis.
I said I need to try and find somewhere around here as well that I can do things like that with, for myself. Find that energy place
Yeah, definitely. You
to
read
come and
African
go.
stones. Yeah, they were African stones. African stones have got a lot of spirituality that's connected to them and energy and things. They're quite powerful stones. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Even native stuff, even doing like your shamanic ritual in there would be a really good thing as well because it's very
Yeah,
similar to witchcraft.
amazing.
Some of it.
Need to take
I'm
them
gonna like when I
drums.
go there. Even I'm gonna be doing the witchy stuff and taking my drum there. I'm gonna also take my staff, my stick to do with my shamanism, and I'm gonna just do everything into it.
Yeah, Kerry, but I need to drive there or
Mm.
um, get buses and then walk to most of them. I mean, around here. I
Could
know there's
make one,
loads.
sis.
Yeah, I probably could. Yeah, great idea.
You could
Mm,
make one.
I know exactly where I would make it over there. Up at the hill up the
Yeah.
hill up at Buckwood, yeah, I'd make it up there because the energy there's amazing.
All you really need is two really big ones to do each of the elements. Then you need just a slightly smaller to do the two gates, the lesser gates,
Yeah,
next to
I'd
opposite.
need
And
four
then obviously then
directions.
you have all of like your middle stones. So you have four big stones there as well. Because
Yeah,
obviously it's got all of your elements, it's got your directions, it's got your corners, it's got all of that in that circle. It's really cool. So you could do it either way.
do it like the
Um,
Grove.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And all of
maybe
the
could
different
find.
stones and bricks. When I looked at that, it was like it reminded me of Pups Grove, like
That's what
all
it
of the
reminded me of.
things
Yeah,
all linked out
mini
and stuff like that.
Stonehenge as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably could find enough stones around up there to do it with, and maybe take some special ones with me. We'll see how it goes. The ghost getting excited again. Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yes. Oh yeah.
We need to. We will talk tomorrow night, guys. Okay.
Yes. Tomorrow night, guys, we'll be ready. I am going to be getting off of here soon anyway, because we've been on an hour and 30 minutes, and I think, you know, we've had a really good talk about the shadow work. We hope that you really enjoyed listening about that, and keep an eye out for when we do start doing these little private classes if you're interested in trying to work with your shadow work.
Yeah.
And also I hope that you enjoyed the little surprise that I put up.
Probably, Kara. Yeah, it's been good.
I think it is a grove, a native medicine will. Yeah, but there are wills in witchcraft that are to do with medicine and stuff as well, like your herbalists. And there is a lot of witches that use that
Especially
way.
Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milton Keynes is a central part for them.
Yeah. A lot of witchy stuff goes on there. But definitely native. I could feel the native energy there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it. I think it is a grove. Yeah. It is, but then obviously in the grove you have like the outline, and then you have the bigger outline out on the outside. With this one, it was like the bigger outline, and then it was the stones coming in, and it was the circle in the middle. Now, obviously in witchcraft, you've got the wheel, and that's what it's called. It's called the wheel. So that is very much representing witchcraft and shamanism, to be quite honest. So it's going to be cool.
You're very welcome, Brother Scott.
Thank you, Drew, Sherry. Wonderful video and educational. Thank you. And I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And I'm sure you're going to see a lot more from it, believe me. When I go for the ritual with Sharon, we're going to do that live. But I'm going to have her put music in front of the phone so that when I'm doing certain speak outs and stuff, you can't hear what I'm saying, because you're not meant to hear some of the stuff I say. So you'll just see me doing motions and moving around in my cloak and everything else. But it'll be really cool.
Yeah, with good fun, guys.
Yeah. Okay, my angels. So me and Sister Drew are going to get off of here, but don't forget to tune in for Sister Drew tomorrow. We're going to be talking to the spirits, so that's going to be a really cool evening. And make sure that you also tune in to Within the Cauldron over the week as well, when they're having their shows and stuff, guys. And just lots of love, light, and blessings. And thank you for joining us. We love you, angels. Sister
Bye
Drew.
for now, everybody. Blessings. Remember, ask the spirits. Get your questions ready for your spirits for tomorrow night, okay? And visualize who you want to talk to and welcome them in, okay? Invite them in. So, blessings, everybody. Bye.
Blessed be. See you soon.
Guys.
Just going to do the outro.